Hi, Sean Kosofsky here, the Nonprofit Fixer, and I just wanted to do a quick video to walk through a tool that I use to give to nonprofit leaders to help understand the ladder of engagement. So it's conveniently titled the ladder of engagement. People talk about this in campaigns and in nonprofits a lot because ultimately, and actually many institutions, but the term ladder of engagement is more likely to be used in nonprofits and activist organizations or campaigns. The ladder of engagement is this concept that you should be trying to move people from stranger to leader in the organization. And how does that happen over time? Of course, not everyone's going to go from stranger to leader, but in general, you're going to have 10, 50, 5,000 people involved with your organization over time, maybe 50,000 people. And you want to move them up and deeper and in a higher level of commitment to the organization. So you can see here with the ladder of engagement tool, it is a visual illustration of how this works. So sometimes you go from the top to the bottom, but in this one, the ladder goes from the bottom to the top. So you can see that maybe just like a funnel where a stranger comes to your website, they click on something, they sign up for an email, and then eventually they buy, right? A funnel is basically stranger to customer. But the ladder of engagement works sort of like the opposite direction as a metaphor, because the ladder you're going up instead of down the funnel. So at the very bottom of this thing, you can see maybe a person becomes aware of your organization. So you need to think about, what is it like when someone is becoming aware of your organization? Do they stumble across you at a booth at a festival? Are they finding your website? Are they learning about you in a coalition meeting? What is the experience of someone who's having that first meeting with you? Then maybe they subscribe for updates on your social media accounts or on your email list or in some other feed that you have. Then maybe they're reading these things and they're sharing it with others. That's a good sign. So in your data, you could be tracking how participatory people are with your content, right? They're moving up this ladder. And then you can see with each of these steps as you go, they're starting to participate. Maybe they're clicking to take action. Maybe they're showing up for an action. Maybe they make a donation. Maybe that donation becomes monthly. Maybe it becomes a major gift. Maybe they volunteer and then they join the board one day and become a major donor and then leave you in their will. So this is the ladder of engagement. As an organization, you can think through your communications and your development and your program functions to see how can we move people along this line. Don't overthink it. You don't need tons of data, but to the extent that your systems can track people moving along these things, the conversations you're having with people, who's been clicking, liking, sharing, reposting, how do we move them up to that next level? Who do we invite in for lunch so that we can then can see all their activity? Who do we bring in for lunch to engage them further? This is how you use the ladder of engagement philosophy, and this tool is just to give it a picture for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, like down below, subscribe, and give me some comments. Thanks so much.